The New York Knicks got punked by the Atlanta Hawks in the loss of the NBA in-season tournament 108-100. The New York Knicks were not ready to play. They got bullied. They got little broed. And we had to watch Trae Young yet again dance around the Madison Square Garden floor like an ass because the New York Knicks did not show up. They did not play winning basketball, and they looked soft out there. A joke of a performance. You allowed 22 offensive rebounds. You were up by 7 at the half. You were down at the end of the third by 11, so an 18-point swing in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, you didn't play any better either. Jalen Brunson played a scared brand of basketball. Jalen Brunson looked like someone that didn't know what they were doing. Dyson Daniels had you in jail again. And these are fake stats as well. He had 2 garbage time points and a couple of garbage time assists. He shot under 30% when the game mattered. And he was a traffic cone on defense. The worst game of the season for Jalen Brunson. Can't wait to hear him tell me that he needs to be better. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come ready to play either. I don't care if it says 19 and 19. He had like 10 rebounds in the first quarter. He had 14 at the half, so he has 5 in the final 24 minutes. And he also had 5. He fouled out in the game. He barely could play in the second half because he had 5 fouls. And as the center, you got to protect the rim on both sides of the floor. I guess everybody needs to rebound a little bit better. 22 offensive rebounds allowed. You were punked. You look soft. And it was a disgusting game from the New York Knicks. Anunoby was horrible again. 1 of 9 for 3. Wide open look after wide open look. 5 of 17. He was 6. It was 4 of 8 from inside the arc. 1 of 9 from outside it. 6 rebounds. Outplayed by Jalen Johnson. Mikal Bridges had a good first quarter. I didn't think the perimeter on-ball defense was good enough. Trae Young got to whatever spot he wanted to, and he was able to do whatever he wanted to. He got punked. In a game that mattered, in a game that everyone cared about, against a player that this fan base hates, you let him walk into your arena and say, "I'm your daddy." Again. You felt soft. Unbelievable. What's your number one takeaway from the game? What's y'all's number one takeaway from the game? A joke. That's what it was. A fucking joke. Coming up next, the latest on Mitchell Robinson. Shams Charania went on ESPN today and provided an injury update on him, and it doesn't sound good. Sounds like he's going to be out longer than we anticipated. We'll talk about that around the corner. First, I got to give a huge shout-out to our proud sponsor, Game Time. Shout out to them. It's the only ticketing app I use. And you can get last-minute tickets and flash deals on tickets. They're going to alert you when the best deals are going on. You get views from the seats inside the app and the lowest price guaranteed. Game Time guarantees that you get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. So download the app and use that promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, and get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. All that information is clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. All righty, Mitchell Robinson has not played yet this year due to an ankle injury. It was first reported that he would return in December. Then it was reported that he would return in January. And now Shams Charania, the number one insider in the NBA, is saying it might not be until February. Quote, Mitchell Robinson, I'm told he's unlikely to get cleared until at least late January into February. So that pushes his timeline a bit. They need to see whether he comes back and healthy and can play, or do the Knicks look at the market? Potentially need another big off the bench. You absolutely need a big off the bench. And in theory, a healthy Mitchell Robinson would help a lot with that. You just got out rebounded by the Hawks, and you allowed 22 offensive rebounds. If Mitchell Robinson was healthy, I would love to do it. The question is Mitch ever going to be healthy? He's played more than 65 games one time in the last 4 years. He's now had 2 major ankle surgeries in less than 13 months. And then once he gets healthy, the question then becomes, can Mitchell Robinson stay healthy? Look, a healthy Mitch would be awesome. It would help around the rim. It would help, obviously, on the glass. It would help you get extra possessions on the offensive end. And ideally, yeah, it would be fun to add Mitchell Robinson. But I really do believe that they cannot wait on him. I don't think that they can run the risk of not just waiting on Mitchell Robinson, but holding on to him past the trade deadline and risking going into the playoffs with him on your team and getting hurt, and then having to watch Precious Achiuwa or Jericho Sims be the backup center and get out-rebounded on the offensive glass just like you did against the Atlanta Hawks. Shams Charania talked about they may look at the market. I think the Knicks have to see what they can get for him. Thing is, you're probably not going to get great value back because you're trading an injured player who is always injured. But at the end of the day, he does have a $14.3 million salary that goes down to $12.5 million next year. And we did a video on this last week where I think the best trade chip you are going to have, unless you want to break up the nucleus of this team, is to move Robinson. The Knicks are capped out. They can't sign an external free agency to more than $12 million. So how are you going to create a high-value contract to send out in a trade? You're not going to be able to do so. I think you must trade Mitchell Robinson. If you told me he was going to come back 100% healthy and you promised me that, I would keep him. But I don't believe he can. I don't think he can stay healthy. I don't think he's going to get healthy. And how do we know after 2 major ankle surgeries he's going to be that same player? I would look to trade him, and I'd look to get a center that could play. I remember I tweeted in the offseason I'd look to package Miles McBride and Mitchell Robinson for a starting center. I was laughed at. You went out and made a huge trade for Cat. It's been a hell of a move. But at the end of the day, you need someone else. It can't just be Cat on the boards. Because when he gets into foul trouble, you're going to get out rebounded like you were, and that's why you lost the game. Physicality, determination, and not boxing out. Atlanta, they simply wanted it more. What do you think? What should the Knicks do with Mitchell Robinson? K for keep, T for trade. Let me know your thoughts. You hold Trae Young to 8 for 22, but he is so good as a table setter and as a offensive initiator and a playmaker and a downhill threat in the point pick and roll. It honestly doesn't even matter what he shoots because he gets to any spot on the floor he wants to get to. The paint touches are unreal. His ability to weave in and out of the pick and roll, it opens up everything. The Knicks then sent lazy blitzes at him late in the game in the fourth quarter, and it was just an easy pocket pass every time. An easy pass to split the double team every time. And I'm tired of seeing him walk around, dancing around MSG. How about someone does something about it? How about someone wears that jersey with some damn pride? Because I'm fucking sick of seeing it. It's a joke. It's embarrassing. Jalen Johnson outplays every wing on the Knicks again. He outplayed Mikal Bridges. He outplayed OG Anunoby. 21, 15, and 7. Puts up another LeBron James-like stat line against us. Dyson Daniels. You know what? Hell of a game, Dyson Daniels. Maybe I need to wake up and smell the coffee and realize you are who you are. But I'm going to take my guy, Jalen Brunson, every day of the week. But, man, you had him in jail all night long. You won that matchup. You made him look unplayable. Jalen Brunson looked unplayable today because he couldn't defend, couldn't make shots, and he looked timid out there. Disgusting. Worst loss of the season. This game meant something. It meant something to the city. It meant something because you're playing for something. And you came out and you pissed the bed. You looked like little babies out there. Make sure you are following me on social media at @MarshallGreen_ on both Instagram and Twitter. Give me a follow, and let's go Knicks.